What's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm Brea Thorn. Welcome to the stream. Sorry about all the delays. Oh my god. This is a complicated stream to get going, but I got it going. And so I learned stuff about my my old Asus capture card. But I definitely appreciate y'all for being so patient. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. Welcome to the stream. I'm Brea Thorn, and we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic today, because if you guys have been around for a bit, you know that lately I've been doing reviews of cheap Amazon PCs. These are really popular. I mean, I'm talking about when you go to gaming PCs and you look at the most popular items. Some of these are brands you've never heard of, and a lot of people are buying them. They're like 500, 600 bucks, which sounds awesome. But the whole idea is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So, imagine my surprise when the worst PC I have yet reviewed. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and record this. So the worst PC I reviewed out of that whole lot was the Novatech Phantom. And I'm not talking about it just being bad. It was nigh on unusable. Plus, it was a straight up scam. It actually did not match many of the specs they had listed in the listing. Nice. Good flow there, Ray. The listing itself said things like DDR4 RAM. It had DDR3. Windows 11 operating system. It had Windows 10. And it listed a CPU that was about 7 years old. Instead, you get one that's about 12 years old. 13 years old? Yeah. Basically old enough to live stream on Twitch if it wants to. Anyway, it was a disaster, unmitigated disaster. I don't even think I actually ran any gaming tests. I mean, it was barely running. The cable management was an absolute, well, it didn't exist. It was a few twist ties and a prayer, probably. Really, really big mess. So, imagine my surprise when, after thinking about it for a while, like, how can this thing be salvageable? Is it salvageable at all? Imagine my surprise when I find that, yes, not only is it salvageable, but the actual method of making it better, not just better, kind of amazing, was a really quick fix. Now, I'm going to keep the details of that secret right now, but I installed one thing in this PC, and we're going to game on it. We're just going to game on it. We're going to just take it for a test run, and then I shall reveal my master plan and how well it worked out. Let me go ahead and say hi to everybody real quick. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Easier to do on Twitch chat right now. What's up, Twitch chat? LoneBlackGhetto684, how's it going? Big Mo says second. Hi, how's it going? Alternative Stance says purple pegboard in the background is slick. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a brand called Wall Control. Really nice. Alucard says it sounds a little glitchy at times. Is the audio glitchy at times, everybody? Is that happening to anybody else? What's up, Exiled Wolf? How's it going? All right, now YouTube chat, who has been incredibly patient this whole time. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Because on Twitch chat, basically, I go live and it just notifies you guys, and that's that. With YouTube chat, I basically schedule with YouTube streams, I schedule when they're going to start, and it's supposed to start at that time. And basically, when my capture card was just not working, I had to run to Best Buy and get another one. So thank you for waiting. But Cecil Reese, Steve, Arik Merciless, how's it going? Sailor X, welcome. Adam Williams, what's going on? No, it does not count as an April Fool's joke to start late. It's, you know what? That's, unless every time I stream is April Fool's, because I always start a little bit late. Did he delay the stream by another 30 minutes? Well, it's about another 15 minutes, I guess. Got to get a capture card. Greatness is never easy. We'll be here for you, Bray. Thank you, Gotham Guy. Appreciate it. Let's see, what are the chances? Easy upgrade is 2 sticks of RAM. It had 2 sticks of RAM. That's the sad part. fix my other camera. Let's see. All right, Merciless. I wager on how easy the fix was. Actually, once I found the capture card, which Best Buy, good lord, I went to I made a beeline for their Elgato section, found 0 external capture cards, was cursing silently until I was like, let me see if there's another brand in like the console area or something like that. And I walked around and there was an Elgato 4KX right there, the last one. And I was like, why is this it? The tag was right. It was just not in the Elgato section. I was like, you got me. That was a good one. But the Best Buy cashier said, that's the planogram. That's how it goes. Anyway, it would be funny if we just waited all night at 12:01 a.m. Robert, that would have been funny. If he's in Hawaii, no, I wish I was. M.Andy, how's it going? Michelle Melton, welcome. Thankfully, not an April Fool's joke. What's up, Onware? How's it going? Humanity, what's up? Simple Green, hello. Bass player, 2011 IFY, what's going on? We want justice. Old capture card on the table, take a hammer to it. It's actually working now for my top-down camera, believe it or not. I fixed all that stuff in like, your sound glitches when you speak to the left? Could be my mic's going out. Give me a second. Thanks, Skinny. Thanks, Skinny. Oh. Boy, I can't wait to hear what this sounds like. The VOD. Okay, let me know if that continues. Thank you, Tan May, appreciate that. Is that still glitching? I prefer to use the head-worn microphone. This is gonna rub against stuff. Like it's gonna, as I move around, it's just gonna make noises, but hey, what are you gonna do? Okay. A little warning would be nice. Well, I muted the microphone. It shouldn't have made any noise. Just did it. Oh, hold on. All right, how's that? Is that better? Keep an ear out, let me know. Silent Furies, thank you for the lurk. Alternative Stanza, welcome. And Alucard, I hope you're doing well. So far, so good. Awesome. Robert Fixit and Cecil Rehab in a competition there. Hit the like button. Don't just hit the like button, smash it. You can just click. You can click it. You can click it. The clicking works. Take a permanent marker and mark the like button. I don't know. Don't do that. There we go. Glad to hear it, Alucard. Okay, so here's the thing. Before we actually get to testing out this PC, I have something that Asus sent to me that I want to show you guys that I'm going to be using tonight. Because here's been my pain point for a while now. When I want to test something high-end, not that this is high-end necessarily, but I want to do 4K testing, I have to take that 4K monitor off of there, mount it on the mount that I have here on this table here, and let's put another monitor over there so I can still have a main one. It's because it's the only 4K monitor I've had until today. Well, until a couple of days ago, actually, because I've had this for a couple of days waiting in the box for just this moment. So Asus, this is not sponsored by Asus, but Asus sent me the ROG Strix XG27 UCS gaming monitor. And I want to get this thing unboxed, show it to you guys, get it set up, and we're going to be using it for the testing this evening. As I'm doing that, I'll tell y'all some of the specs and why I think this thing's actually pretty special. You know, 4K gaming monitors, for a while they've been a little too expensive for most. This thing comes in at a cool $449. That's not cheap. However, it is 4K, 180 hertz, and it has some tricks up its sleeve that are actually going to really, really help me in this setup right here, in my streaming setup. Now, let's get my... Where did I put it? Where did I put that thing? My cutting implement. Well, you know what? We're going to use this one. For 4K, that is quite a fair price. It is, and it's not just a standard 4K monitor. This thing's got some really cool things going on. Now, it's not OLED. No, this is not OLED. If it were OLED and it had the features it has, it would cost a good amount more than $449. But no, this has the Asus Fast IPS technology, 1 millisecond gray to gray response time. It is 27-inch, 3840 by 2160, your standard 4K resolution. Actually, I said 180 hertz. It is 160 hertz refresh rate. Excuse me for the mistake there. 160 hertz 4K, which if you're gaming in 4K, 240 hertz is not something you're gonna necessarily ever hit, at least for a while. Takes quite a bit to hit that kind of refresh rate. So 160 is quite a lot. My current one is 144, so similar. Now this thing also has, let's see here. So this has extreme low motion blur sync, USB Type-C, which is one of the big tricks this thing does that I really, really like. Oh, we got a whole package in here. We got a whole thing in here. This thing can actually, for someone who wants to do something like, say you're in a dorm room and you have a nice laptop with Type-C with DisplayPort out. Well, you need a device, a monitor that can actually use Type-C DisplayPort. And when you have a setup like that, you take your laptop or whatever device you're using, you plug it in with one cable, and you get DisplayPort connectivity that is also charging your device. And this thing does that. Very exciting. I want to show you guys this real quick. This is, hold on. This thing keeps freaking out on me every time my face is out of range. Here we go. I want to show you all this real quick. This is the baggie that they give you for the cables. And I actually like this. because I can use this for traveling with cables, like for putting a bunch of cables into when I travel. But instead of like winding up the cables, okay, it's interesting. It's a little, there we go. This is how, this is how you get your cables. Now, what might have happened is this might be that because I'm you know, they're sending it to someone who is gonna like review it, or it's a review sample. It could be that this is how they send cables. Like they're just gonna get, you know, not new anyway. They're gonna become not new anyway. But that's interesting. And what I like about this is that it reduces single-use plastics. Even in here, we have, well, just an empty plastic Ziploc, looks like Ziploc, anti-static Ziplocked bag. Interesting. And another one, I'm guessing that that's what these cables were in before. So this thing was probably a review sample before, and they just use this cool little bag for that. So this may not be representative of your experience if you purchase yourself the XG27 UCS. I can't rightly say at this point. Yeah, it appears this thing has been unboxed before, because we have some of the packaging just there. I'm cool with that. This was a last minute thing that they sent me, so thank you, thank you, thank you, ASUS. I don't know if I get to keep it, but it is not, I'm not sponsored or anything, so I'm gonna give my actual opinion on it. I hope I get to keep this thing because this is gonna do a lot of good in my setup. Let's just lay that on its side there. Here, we'll go to the regular camera for this. Model number of the monitor. That's the one. Is it standard packaging or just because of press kit? It's probably a press kit thing. Yeah. But press kits are usually fancier. Audio glitched glitched mid one word. Huh. Guys, I guess we're gonna be dealing with some audio glitches, unfortunately. The good thing is I'm also recording the audio in my Rodecaster Pro 2. So I'm gonna be able to see if whether it's stream audio or my audio device that's causing the issue. Oh, it's not acting up now? Excellent. "27-inch 4K, yes, Tan may mention that. 27-inch 4K is, I was just saying occasional fabric rubbing sound. Okay, that's what it was. Baseplayer says, I'm betting you upgraded processor. Those sockets go for a gen or two, unlike the core processors. Well, funny thing about that, still a 12 core. Still 12 cores. You know, we had the 12 core Xeon in there. Same motherboard is in there. Same 12 core processor is in the system. So nope. Good guess though. This is probably the worst way to unbox this. It's not like a PC, guys. You don't want to unbox it like this. But it's safe, we're good. Ooh, let's go to top down. I'm guessing these bags that I had back here were covering all this so as not to get styrofoam on them. This is a sturdy AF stand here. Damn. Plus it is toolless, which we always like that. That just goes in right there, and then you just do this. This is how I want all my monitor stands to be. I want them to be toolless like this. That's the way to do it. Tamay, I'm not sure if I said it after you asked about the model number of the monitor. It is the XG27 UCS. Monitor naming conventions. Okay, so this has clearly been used before because this is tilted here, because this is a sort of, you have the or this is pivoted here, however you want to say it. Pivoting actually, I think, is when you go pivot here. It's really smooth, very nice. But let me go ahead and get that in here. It is rotated a bit. Of course, you have standard VESA mounting here. Looks like VESA 100. So that's always good. No, oh, I'm doing it upside down. There we go. Why is it doing this? There we go. Now I can't imagine this was used too much, because as you can see here, I can't actually see my, there we go. Still has a labeling on here, unless I just put it back, but it looks like this has been wiped down. So I guess they just left this here. I am going to remove this. Though it does show a few of the features here. 4K HDR, I don't know the HDR rating, that is important. Fast IPS, 1 millisecond response time, 160 hertz refresh rate, ELMB sync. Now this is a feature that I believe I saw at CES 2024, and I believe that's, I think that's, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's a very, very cool feature that uses, I think, flicker. Oh, but I should look at the explanation for it. Let's see, ASUS Extreme Low Motion Blur Sync ELMB Sync technology enables ELMB together with variable refresh rate, eliminating ghosting and tearing for sharp gaming visuals with high frame rates. Okay, and USB Type-C display port. What I really look for now the thing is, I mount most of my monitors. That's what I do. I like VESA mounts, mounted to desks, so I do things. But I love it when a monitor is well set up for flexibility on its own stand. There you go. You actually switch it between vertical and horizontal there. Plus, there's something really cool I want to show you guys. This, I might actually use the base because of this. If you look right here, that is a 1/4-20 threaded hole right there. You can actually connect things like, you know, webcams, lights, things like that. You can basically, and there's also rubber around it so that whatever you connect there is going to stay stable there. So that's very cool. I don't think this thing flips all the way upside down, and I probably should have looked at the I/O before. Ooh, low, there we go. Well, let's take a look at the I/O now. The one thing I was kind of hoping to see, but I'm not seeing here, is I was hoping to see a USB hub to go along with that USB Type-C. I think that's a missed opportunity, unfortunately. However, it's still, you know, it's nice if you want to have a simple desk setup with just one cable on with your using a laptop keyboard, maybe a mouse, something like that. You don't need to have a ton of stuff hooked up to it. So in a small confined space where you want to have a nice 4K gaming experience, or you're working on whatever schoolwork you're working on, or if it's a small home office, something like that, and you're bringing your work laptop home, you want one cable to connect it, this can do that. Plus you have HDMI 2.1 and DisplayPort as well. Let me check the full DisplayPort spec on this thing. Let's see here. And for those who want to do content creation, video editing, photo editing, things like that, this does have DCI P3 95% accuracy, or color reproduction, and 130% of sRGB. It doesn't say what kind of display port, does it? Looks like it's rated for display HDR 400, which is like the entry-level HDR. if I'm not mistaken. So not like crazy HDR. You want the craziest HDR, you go OLED anyway. So yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go to the tech specs real quick, 1 sec. It does have an anti-glare coating on the screen, by the way, if that's something that's important to you. Not sure about that. That would be up to you as an individual person. The features. Variable refresh rate technology, FreeSync, plus it's G-Sync compatible. One of the things that tends to raise the prices of monitors is if they have dedicated G-Sync modules in them. But G-Sync compatibility, generally all you need these days. DisplayPort 1.4 and HDMI v2.1. There's also a headphone jack, 15 watts of USB-C power delivery. Now, some devices, that's not going to do a whole lot for it. But say you want to run you have a smartphone that can display to your monitor via the USB Type-C and be charged at the same time. That's going to be perfect for a setup like that. Whether it's going to be perfect for a laptop, it's going to be in a lower power mode very likely. Okay, looks like we have about 120 millimeters of height adjustment. Quarter 20 tripod socket, yes. 20 degrees to around 5 degrees of tilt, swivel 45 degrees to negative 45 degrees, pivot 90 degrees to negative 90 degrees. So this pivots either direction. You can go either way. Imagine hooking up your smartphone to this thing and then you're just scrolling. Don't scroll TikTok. Don't even scroll TikTok, please. Save yourself. Okay. I think it's a good monitor. Size looks nice. The cool thing about taking a 4K monitor and making it 27-inch like this is the pixel density. Pixel per inch is going to be very high on something like this. Now, I would do generally 4K at 32-inch. I think it's kind of sweet spot for that, in my opinion, depending on how far away from it you are. Of course, there are 48-inch and 42-inch monitors, which just get crazy. But yeah. Hey, hello people, how's it going? Ghost Poner, what's up? Kenneth, how are you? I have an Exynos Fire TV, which I learned surprisingly unused LG or Samsung displays. Interesting. What's up, Braxton? How's it going? Find nothing wrong with this TV when I play games or view movies when shows on it. Nice. 27 to 32 inch to makes the most sense for 4K, 1440p for sure. Yeah, 27 inch for 1440p I think is a really nice spot. I've also had a 32 inch 1440p monitor as well. That worked just fine. But the difference when you're at 32 inch, when you're on a 32 inch monitor and you go from 1440p to 4K, it is very visible. It's a very visible difference. Now, one thing that it's gonna be subjective, whether you see this as a downside or an upside. The power supply is internal, meaning you just get a standard C13 cable. Now, some might view that as a good thing because it declutters your desk. Some, like me, might view it as a bad thing because if your power supply dies, the monitor is kaput. You can't just order a new power supply. But it's in keeping with the idea of that sort of single desk setup, hook up with one cable, bam. You know, the thing is, it's not necessarily gonna be one cable because if you wanna use a dedicated keyboard or mouse on a laptop, that's not gonna be the laptop's touchpad and built-in keyboard. You're gonna need to hook those up. So maybe to something like a hub of some kind, like Thunderbolt, depending on your device, or USB 4. But anyway, I'm gonna have this thing set up right here just so that we can get to our game testing and we're gonna have a grand old time. Because you guys will not believe the difference that this one simple upgrade made. Cam is glitched, cam is frozen, never mind. No, it just wasn't tracking. It loses it quite often, unfortunately. Gover Monster, what's up? New subscriber here, love the content. Thank you. New content coming soon, PM. Is it a matte finish? It is, on the screen, it is. After tax is going for $549 local to me. 10 May, is that in US dollars? Hi, question regarding older AM4 B450 build from 2020. If you're going to be investing, John S., by the way, welcome to the stream. Thanks for bringing in your first chat and saying hi and all that. You did start with a hi. That's always appreciated. If you're going to be investing in your PC, it really depends on what your budget is to upgrade. And if your budget to upgrade is enough to get you on AM5, I would just do that. Even if like, because the thing is right now, the retail market for GPUs is god awful. The pre-built market for GPUs, not bad. So you can get yourself a whole pre-built, probably for the same price as just a standard GPU in some cases. It's not as bad as it was in 2021 and all that, but it's pretty bad. It's probably going to recover a lot faster, but tariffs are coming in too. So generally, the best way to go right now is a pre-built PC rather than buying a GPU all on its own. That is going to be the sticking point, just like it was back then. Did you fix a Novatech by replacing it with an Alexander PC? Oh, I wish. What's up? But what's up, Skeeter? Welcome. I'm actually thinking about getting the ProArt 31.5-inch 4K for video editing. That's a wonderful monitor. ProArt monitors are great. That ProArt or BenQ onware. Asus ProArt or BenQ monitors are the way to go. Very nervous about buying used GPUs, which is my biggest concern. Don't buy a used GPU then. Upgrading to AM5 would mean all new hardware, so that just confirms my thoughts. Thanks. No problem. Feel free to hang out. John, if you come back on another day where I'm doing PC matchmaking, I'll actually be able to help you one-on-one to find the right either PC or parts list. Whether you're getting a pre-built or building it yourself, I can help you out to get something that's just right for your budget and needs. Oh yeah, this thing's got some blemishes on it, on the back. Someone was a little rough with it, unfortunately. It does have built-in cable management in the base, which is to say it has a hole in the base. Not my favorite kind of cable management. I prefer clips where you can actually kind of control it. This just has holes. Which is, I mean, it counts, I guess. This thing is probably not going to stay on the stand, though. It is probably going to get mounted. Okay, you see, actually, you can't see. Right back there. That's what I use normally. But I've moved it to my larger desk because that's coming over here. And this one's going to be over there in sort of a perpetual gaming setup that I can use anytime I'm reviewing stuff like, because there are going to be some incoming keyboard and mice reviews, laptop reviews, all kinds of stuff coming in, guys. Like, there's been a minute without any content on the channel. I have my reasons for that, for sure. And they were very valid reasons. Family first, everybody. But that is coming to an end, and I'm not just coming back with a whimper, just being like, oh, hi guys, I'm back. No, 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 we're coming back with a ton of content planned out. It's just to do that, it takes time. Okay, but yeah, you can kind of see these scuffs here? So don't think you're gonna get yours like that. That's just what this one has been reviewed before. That happens with review samples, and it's why I think I might not be keeping this one. I might not be allowed to keep this one. They may have just sent it for testing purposes, which I will elaborate on later. There it is, plugged in. I love the mobility of a good monitor stand. Oh, look at that. One finger. That's how you want it to be. This slot right here is apparently for a smartphone. Well, yeah, no, for a smartphone, like that. And then you go USB-C to there, and some smartphones will allow you to then see your stuff on your monitor. Bluetooth keyboard, there you go, maybe mouse, whatever, there you have it. So let me get this thing out of the way. And that is ready to rock. And now you can't even see it. There you go. Okay. Yes, US dollars. Okay. A little more expensive over there then. Admiral's Arms. How's it going? Are you available to build me a top-end PC? I'm unfortunately not right now. This week is gonna be kind of crazy because on Saturday I'm flying out to Vegas for NAB. I'm gonna be working with Newer out there. Camera lighting, that company, you know. So, and I have to do two things, special things. This stream and then the unboxing stream I'm doing tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow, big unboxing stream. It's gonna be super fun. ADEF is gonna be part of the stream because this PC is for him. From Paradox to me to review, then to ADEF. If you don't know who ADEF is basically, I say, let's go nerds. He's like, hey, I'm one of those. This dude's an alpha nerd, absolutely, who makes entire videos about Pokemon statistics and other awesome stuff like that. Really, really cool dude. And met him at TwitchCon last year. And he is very much in need of a new PC. And Paradox was like, we got you. All right. So it's going to be a really fun time. He's going to be hanging out at a certain part of the stream. And if you don't know who ADEF is, go to YouTube, type in ADEF. Erica Faye, is the April Fool's of one simple upgrade that you bought a whole new pre-built? No, that wouldn't be, you know, it would be kind of funny. Audio glitching more often now. Is that the case, everybody? Is that happening? He's beginning to transform from Braethorn to Braethron. Oh, Lord. Well. All right, that's it. I ain't standing for that. Okay. That's a problem because I need this mic to work tomorrow. I'm gonna have to figure out my audio issues before the stream tomorrow. Okay, but check out this, look at that XLR cable. That is a nice XLR cable. Magic Mike's coming in. Found plastic. Whoa. That was a crazy peel. It's, oh my God, it was all the way around. I was not ready for that. Thank you, whoever reviewed this before, for leaving that for me. Okay. HDMI 4, that monitor, because it came with DisplayPort, but I need HDMI. All right. All right. Is this thing on? There we go. Should be no more problems. Brayer banding is great with the purple color. Thank you, Star Fox. This is going to be too high. It is. All right, how are we looking? We're looking good. All right, lower this a bit. So now I can just, there we go. Okay. Looks like the monitor has an audio out. It does. Yes, lovely audio. I would hope so. John Panico. Sorry, excuse me. Chair looks very comfortable, but random model is it, please? I need a new one. It is a Fractal Refined, I believe. Fractal Refined. It is very comfortable. I usually like softer chairs, and I realize they don't support me very well. I keep moving around so much, my face tracking, honestly, it's my fault. All right, let's power it up. And yes, as you can see, it is powered on. It is actually the PC. The PC is on. Can you maybe start working? New monitor? Huh. Did science go too far? Not displaying. 1 second. Let me see if it's coming up in the stream at least. No, it might not. Hold on. Come on, you're a brand new capture card. This, I literally ran to Best Buy, spent like $220 on a new capture card because of this. Come on. Like, seriously? Is it because the cable from the capture card to the monitor is not HDMI 2.1? Because it's not. I only have one of those. Yeah, it's all plugged in, right? Hold on. Oh, oops. Not gonna need this guy anymore. just realized I might have had both. I just realized I might have had both mics going. Also, I need to realize I can't just talk when I'm walking around. You guys aren't going to hear me now. Okay, let's see here. We can go to desktop and see if it's showing anything. It is. It's showing there. However, my camera seems to have frozen. 1 second. Listen, guys, this is streaming, okay? Streaming is scuffed. Unless you have a crew helping you. There we go. Can you track my face? Please. That would be great. Thank you. All right. Well, I guess I could just ignore the monitor and just put the capture up in front of me. Well, Alucard, if you don't mind, someone wanted to suggest a poll there, if you want to run that. Bass player says, side note, it is refreshing to see something other than an SM7B, or SM7DB now. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the SM7B. It's not really like it's a vocal mic. Like it's for singers, it's for musicians, and that's awesome. And it works for podcasting, works really well. But so is this mic though, so I can't really say anything. This is also meant for singing and stuff. It's just, it really works well for broadcast, and it just feels classic to me. And it's also, if I recall correctly, cheaper than an SM7B. Yeah. Not as good pop filtration then. Unfortunately, not as good plosive protection. Please bring pizza pronto. It doesn't protect as well against that, but what are you gonna do? That's probably the nicest XLR cable I've seen. Well, Amazon. Onward, Amazon. Okay. The heck am I gonna do now? Well, it looked like it was showing, but it looks like that's frozen too. All right. Trust me, guys. Just stick around. This you're gonna love this. You are going to love this. I know. I love it. Came with a specific Type-C cable, and if I don't use that, and I just try like, hey, it's not working, then I'm doing myself and Elgato a disservice. I should be using their cable for sure. It's just I need it to be, yeah, longer. Did some audio glitched again for a moment? It said Tanmay, what the hell? It could be my Rodecaster. I bet that's gonna work. I just feel like stuck in. It did, as you said, audio glitched. Excellent. Excellent. Love that. Did you step on the cable? No? Cable's all the way over there. I do my best to not roll over cables with my chair. That is a thing, and it happens to a lot of people, I'm sure, but I didn't want it to happen here. Okay. Are you doing it again, camera? Yeah. It makes sense because, like, I did move around a lot. I think I'm hearing it on both. People are saying it on both YouTube and Twitch. I'll have to listen back to the recording later and see if it was just the stream or if it's local too. The thing is, it was on both mics apparently, so... I pop in and he has a new sound effect. Do I? Was it? Did that happen? I can't hear anything. I don't have any headphones in. I have my speakers off because feedback. Though this does have good off-axis rejection. Oh boy. Do you think this is Novatech? You think this is Novatech's work? Man, they're subtle. That's good stuff. Much less subtle than CyberPower was in the last stream, if y'all were there. All right, give me just a second here to fiddle with this a little bit. You know, I really asked for this with what I was trying to do tonight. I really asked for this. So it was confirmed that it was a CyberPower person? No, Skeeter, it was not. That is unconfirmed. That is just me talking smack. And I will tell you guys, this was working earlier. This was working like a charm earlier. I just didn't try to do it with a monitor before. Okay, let's see. We go to the stream. Go to our Asus. Well, it's labeled Asus, but I did change it over. All of this could actually be my PC, maybe. I don't know. That just disappeared. Oh, it's upside down. That's nice. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to do this just through the capture, I guess. While I could try to run it, let me try running it directly to the monitor real quick. But no, it started working in the capture. That is all I can really ask for. That's what I need. Okay, this is going to be interesting to do upside down. So it's acting like it sees the other monitor, and it's like, it looks like it's, okay. What happened? Why is it not, hold on. Where did it go? It's gonna go back. Yeah, it's acting like it's seeing the other monitor, interestingly enough. Why is it upside down? Okay, I have a good fix for this. Easy. Fix. Wait, why is it letting me transform? Okay, there we go. It's gonna be interesting. Okay. Wow. What's up, Special Joey? How's it going? Desktop runs exclusively upside down. It's a new Windows feature. It's a collaboration with oh man, I forgot the name. That would be great if I remember the Netflix show. I never really watched it, so yeah. That'd have been really funny. But they talk about the upside down. Are you streaming from Australia? Yep. What's up, Northern Lights? How's it going? Okay. So what I need to do now is maybe I connect this monitor to my regular PC and have it monitor here. Then I'll be able to see everything I'm doing. Can he do it? Hold on. Hold on. I need a long enough HDMI cable to reach that. Oh my god. Make it easy. All right, guys, just bear with me. Sorry, I know. Just bear with me a little bit longer. I just need to get Anarchist Healing. How's it going? Luxitizer, Stranger Things. Thank you, Ghost Runner. Thank you, both of y'all. I need to watch that show. I mean, as an '80s kid and someone who loved D&D and stuff like that, I remember I've been told many times I need to watch that. But yeah, just give me a minute, guys. I have a long HDMI cable. I'm going to grab that. We're going to get this monitor hooked up. It's going to work. I'm not a quitter. I'm not quitting. Yeah. For those of you who, like, if anyone comes in, just please tell them I'm struggling, but maintaining. Okay, one of these should work. One of these is gonna work, guys. Probably, maybe. Definitely maybe. Is that long enough? Oh yeah, that's a long DisplayPort cable. For those of you thinking this is an elaborate April Fool's joke that everything's going wrong and yada yada, I wish I had the wherewithal to plan something this convoluted and frustrating. I don't. This is just streaming 101. When you change things, you don't change things. You set things up, you don't change them. You don't ever change them. You just leave them as they are. Because if it works, it works. You don't touch it when it works. That's IT 101. And I always just do it anyway. Please. Please work. It looks like it's working. Yeah. HDMI no signal. It's not supposed to be HDMI. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, man. I'm losing it. FYI, I'm launching. Oh, static. All right. Yeah. Like that white case in the back, but man, it's wide. Gojira, it's a dual chamber case. Dual chamber cases just get wider and wider. That's how that goes. Cleaner looking builds though, but an easier cable management. It's all trade-offs. What the? It's not even turning on now. Oh. Oh, I had the power cable loose. What do you mean DisplayPort no signal? What do you mean? right, let's try a different cable. This display port to HDMI could be the answer. Let's try it. What do you mean yell at the muted microphone? What happened? I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I have no idea what happened. Whatever happened, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Like, it just happened for a second, and it didn't do that. Well, the monitor works, even if it's upside down. So I know that's working. All right. Okay. Give me a second. I think it knows. It just knows that I'm clowning on it. It Novatech remoted in, set something, anything with a video out. He'll just blame NVIDIA drivers. No, he has not just pointed the camera at the screen yet. I don't want to do that. You're not going to be able to see any telemetry. It won't work right. Special drag. Have you tried plugging the bad PC into a good PC? Actually, I like your previous message more. If it's any consolation, this is way more entertaining. I see your perspective, and I'm not judging you for it. You're objectively correct. See, if I point the I can't see it if I point it at the... I can't, well... The thing is, I'm so close. If I can get a cable that goes from my PC to this monitor and works just right off the, like, that's it. But and I'm not here, like, the thing is, I judge things objectively. I'm not going to sit here and try to clown on Asus, because this thing, I plugged it directly into the PC. It worked immediately. And I'm going to tell y'all something that's a little hint towards the gag. It's not the Novatech's fault. It's not the Novatech PC's fault. Guys, here's the thing. I have to figure this all out by tomorrow because I'm doing a really important stream that I've been working on since September. I've been working on this collaboration with ADEF. And Paradox is a more recent addition to that. It was going to be a different SI at first, but I want to do right by them. And my setup needs to be... not awful like it is right now. I'm gonna have to go out tomorrow and probably buy some new HDMI cables. Thankfully, I have a store around here that's not gonna overcharge, like by slapping them, you know, having monster cables, and they're like 4 times what they should be. All right, should I just spoil it? Spoil it? Yeah? Okay. Auric Merciless says, I feel your pain. We tried for an hour to get an HDMI to work in conference room with the board members watching. It was the cable. The $40 cable was crap. $10 cable worked. Yep. Yeah. In Texas, we have these stores called Altex, and their cable game is insane. It's so good. Kind of like Micro Center, basically. but much smaller, and you know, Micro Center is its own thing. All right, guys. Well, earlier you saw me pull something out. You kind of from the side saw me pull something out of the PC. You know, you want to know the thing that I installed that made this thing an awesome gaming machine? The tablet. Alucard, you already know about this. This is the Asus ROG Flow 13. And it's absolutely insane. AMD Ryzen AI Max APU. 12 cores, 24 threads. GPU equivalent of like a 4070. All on one chip. I actually had it. I installed it it was in the PC. Okay? It was in the PC. And it was gonna be hilarious. It was gonna be so funny. I am making a video on this thing. I'm gonna be making a video on this thing. But good Lord, my setup just murdered the joke. Happy April Fools, everybody. Guess who the April Fool is? It's this guy. Audio issues, video issues, my freaking face cam jumping all over the place. Oh my God, this has to be the most elaborate April Fool's joke ever done. And it was completely turned around on me. That's amazing. Oh, wow. I can't even, apparently, I can't even show you guys how awesome this thing is. Like, it's nuts. I have not been able to slow this thing down in gaming. It is 16 by 10 aspect ratio, which is great for productivity. The keyboard cover is pretty nice. It's not amazing. It's just pretty nice. It doesn't quite fit with the rest of the unit. It has it's a tablet with full size HDMI 2.1. All right. What more do you need to know? This is why they sent me this monitor, because it can connect with one cable and you have video and charging, and it's awesome. And that's going to be in the video. You'll see it there, because he sure as hell ain't going to see it in this live stream that has completely and utterly imploded. And I think I've lost my mind 100%. And somewhere out there, Novatech is laughing their scamming butts off. Look at this thing. It is freaking awesome looking. It works amazingly. I wish it had one extra USB type A port. It only has one USB type A port. So you can only put, like, I had this keyboard, my GMMK Pro here, hooked up through USB type C, and it worked fine. 2 USB 4 connections, full size HDMI, micro SD card combination, headphone audio jack. Guys, I don't. The static sound when he talks is crazy. Wet Willie, is it all the time? Is it happening a lot? I don't. Bass player said it best. C'est la vie. Absolutely. Can you plug it directly into your capture card? That's the funny thing. It was plugged directly into the capture card the whole time. And a brand new capture card too. You know what I can do? Here you go. Hey, look at that. Wait, what is this green spot here? Oh, it's a reflection. Okay. I could even just do that. There you go. So, it's the ROG Flow. It is the ROG Flow. Yes. Like today, brand new Skeeter. Yes, that's why I was like an hour and 50, well, about 45 minutes late. It's not happening a lot. Awesome. Okay. Talking about the ROG Flow. I'll tell you a little bit about it. This version has the AMD Ryzen AI Max 390, which is a Strix Point CPU, base clock 3.2 gigahertz, 12 cores, 24 threads, up to 5 gigahertz. All right. It has a 13.4 inch display, which is 2560 by 1600, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, which is awesome. A little bit more vertical than 1440p, so you get extra coverage for things like productivity. Why are you frozen? Why is this camera frozen? Stop, stream. Stop doing this to me. You gotta start working. You can't do that to me anymore. Okay, cool. Oh my God. Okay. And the ad hit too. Now I've got the freaking, nobody even heard me. Oh my God. I just want to go home. I am home. I can't even do that. Anyway, that was just, I knew that part. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. This thing is not cheap, and that's the first thing most people are going to think about when they see it. This thing starts at $2,099. But this, forget the keyboard. This is it. This is the device. It is literally a tablet that is better than most budget gaming PCs. Like literally performance equivalent to 4060 Ti desktop or 4070 desktop graphics card in some games. You do have some advanced features like frame gen. You have modern RDNA graphics in here. Now, there are some downsides to this where you have 32 gigs of LPDDR5X 8000 on board. The memory can vary by the CPU configuration. Okay, and this is not going to be as flexible on memory as you're going to see with your standard Ryzen processor. That's normal. As a matter of fact, you can't upgrade the memory here. It is soldered, and that is part of how it works because the GPU cores use system memory instead of having its own like VRAM. That's how APUs work. That's nothing new. So even if you look at the framework desktop, this is framework we're talking about. Everything they do is based on modularity and upgradability and repairability. That RAM is soldered too because it's a limitation of the AI Max Plus CPUs. So this is 32 gigs of RAM. I have 8 gigs allocated to the GPU. You can raise that up in the Armory Crate software. Comes with a 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 M.2 SSD. It is unfortunately 2230 format, 2230 form factor. So it's the smaller type, like in a Steam Deck. And you can upgrade it though. You can upgrade it if you can find one larger than a terabyte. I was all ready to throw in my 4 terabyte Kingston Fury Renegade drive in here, but that's 2280. It's not the right size for this. So there's no additional storage available. However, the network connectivity is insane. So doing things like cloud storage, very possible on this. And devices like this tend to utilize that kind of thing. Full, I think, triple band Wi-Fi 7 in here. Plus, if you have external drives, having dual Type-C USB 4 ports, you can have some very, very fast external storage, including portable M.2 drives like this guy right here. where I can put any size drive in here that I want. This could have a 4 or an 8 terabyte drive in it, connect with USB Type-C, and you're good to go. Now, I have some qualms with this thing. Hollow Knight FTW, yes, I was playing some Hollow Knight on this, and it was running amazingly, by the way. I have some problems with this. So, check this out. Oh, by the way, the kickstand on this is insanely good. It is insanely good. It stops at like, hold on, let me just go here. It stops at a lot of points. It's very stiff. It has really robust hinges on it, okay? Also, you get this window back here that has fingerprints on it like crazy. Look, it's a mirrored window, but when there's light shining through it, you can see the motherboard, the back of the motherboard, solder joints, all kinds of stuff. Very, very cool. But one of my issues with this, other than it having a rear-facing camera I would never, ever use, probably. It's a 13-megapixel camera. It's no slouch, but, like, who's going to hold up their, like, 13-millimeter thick tablet to take... Who's going to have this at a concert, just being, like, filming? There is a front-facing camera that is... Let me see how many megapixels that is. Camera. There's a front-facing camera that is 5 megapixels. I did try it out. It's not bad. It is not bad. Let me talk about some of the negatives here. One of them, now this is going to be subjective, okay? Hold on. Can I? That helps a little bit. This is going to be subjective, but this has a fairly glossy finish on the screen. The idea of this device is that you're going to take it places. You're going to use it like a tablet, and then you can also slap the keyboard on there, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then use it as a laptop. I would probably want to see an anti-glare coating on here. There's a slight anti-glare, but as you can see, it's not that effective. That's my Amaran F22C light over there, okay? Now, but you can see the rainbowness of this, right? Because I have, so it has like a polarizing effect on it with my camera, because I have an ND filter on there that's probably catching that. But when you're looking at it, the pixel density is amazing. It's very, very good. Taking higher than 1440p resolution and shrinking it down to a 13.4 inch screen, the pixel density is ridiculous. It looks amazing. But at $2,100, this is not OLED. This is fast IPS. I think it should have been OLED. That's a personal thing for me. Don't know about you guys, but I think it should have been OLED. It is 180 hertz, which is really nice. And in certain games, fast, first-person shooters, things like that, you can hit some of those speeds, some of those frame rates. Does have adaptive sync. It does have HDR, but of course, if it were OLED, the contrast ratio would be pretty much infinite because they're just self-illuminating LEDs, so they would turn off, basically. To this day, still not a single, other than my phone, not a single OLED screen in this house. Oh, my Switch, too. That's it. I still have not gotten an OLED monitor, and I've just heard that I really need to. But anyways, the other thing about this, when you think about a laptop, okay, most of your laptop's inner workings are in the keyboard. That can't be the thing here because, well, the keyboard just comes off, okay? So what happens when you have a bunch of cables connected to this? This is probably a me thing. Also, of course, if you use this off, mains, if you're not if you're not plugged in, it will go into a lower power setup, a lower power mode, and it tells you you're plugged in. It goes to performance. Done. But once you start plugging stuff in, it's very, in my opinion, very unwieldy, because you got these cables like sticking out of the upper part of it like that. I wish they had moved these connections farther down. I think they should have done that. Just anywhere farther down, especially the power connection. The power connection to me is the one you're going to be using the most. That or have more than one USB Type A port. Why? Because of these. Because of these small dongles that you have for mice and keyboards, the low profile ones. You just leave that in there and you have your power plugged in, located near the bottom, and it's not super weird and awkward that you have cables sticking out of the upper sides of it. To me, that's just me. It's a me thing. That's okay. That's okay. It's just one of the things to me was the most annoying whenever I was trying to use this just sitting down. However, it does not override the fact that this is seriously a cool device. It does beg the question, who's it for? Who is this thing for? Let me actually raise everything up here. I'm sitting a little too low, I think. You can see now, you can see sort of that, look at that RGB illuminated motherboard there. Really cool. But it does beg the question, who is this for? Well, to me, this is for someone who really wants a portable device that can operate really well in a low power mode when traveling, or a student who needs something that is going to be able to crunch. This thing, it's AI performance. I don't do anything much in terms of large language models or anything like that. I might test some of it out. I used to mess around with stuff like Stable Diffusion, things like that. I might try to set some of those things up again and do some of those locally on this. But I've watched some reviews of people who do that kind of stuff and do things like, you know, game development, coding, things like that. These CPUs apparently are just really, really good for that. So if you're taking courses like that, you take this thing, you go to class, you bring it back, you plug it into your monitor with one cable, and you're back to work. You know, maybe wireless keyboard and mouse. This does have Bluetooth 5.4, I believe. So let me see what the Bluetooth connectivity is. Yeah. So triple band Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4 wireless. So lots of, multiple devices hooked up to it at one time, not going to be a problem. So your headset, your mouse, your keyboard, if you use Bluetooth, fine. If you're gaming though, you're not going to use Bluetooth stuff. You're going to want to hook up directly, and something like a 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle is going to be good for that. 70 watt hour battery in this is off power. If you're trying to game, it's not going to get you that far. As a matter of fact, I think I went a couple of, it's not bad to go a couple of hours gaming and then have it give you a low power warning. However, I was playing SNES 9X. I was playing some Super Metroid Map Randos. It's emulating Super Nintendo. This thing was not being stressed at all. Yet I might have had the screen brightness a little too high or something like that. And it was just like, well, all right, if you want to. Small businesses as well. Docking stations and working on the go are a huge help to productivity. Hey, what's up? How's it going? To me, though, I would say that... it's 11 at night, and I just realized it's April Fool's from the GM video. Am I slow? Which Z13 is this? This is the 2025 Flow, ROG Flow. This is the one with the Ryzen AI Max. And this model is a GZ302EA DS96, or GZ302. It's the entry-level one that is $2,099. These things go up to $2,800. That one, though, has a 395 processor, 16 cores, 32 threads, and 128 gigs of RAM. As you can imagine, that's pretty important if you're actually going to be running any large AI workloads on this, because you do assign how much RAM goes to the GPU. So that can make a massive difference. So think about that. You could have, I think, up to 96 gigs of VRAM direct to your GPU, and that is soldered RAM. So the throughput is insane. That's one of the benefits. It's one of the benefits of soldered memory. And the reason that AMD is adamant that no framework, you cannot put socketed SODIMM memory in there. It needs to be soldered LPDDR5X, and that's it. But yeah, no, so I'm going to be taking a look. I'm going to be taking this thing, if I do get to go to, I'm taking this thing with me next week for for NAB. If I can do a little bit of editing there, I'm going to make that part of the review video that's going to come up. But I'm also going to be building a setup centered around this thing, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to see if you can actually run a full setup off of this, because I have done gaming tests on it. I can't show you now because capturing video from a good PC, nope, not going to happen apparently on this stream anyway. I'm going to spend basically all night fixing my setup for tomorrow's stream. I promise you that. But I'm going to build a whole setup around this thing. But no, I didn't actually do anything to upgrade stupid Novatech PC. That thing is still a hunk of junk, and it's not worth it. Do not ever buy PC from them, because you never know what you're going to get, apparently. Not even they understood how I got that PC. It's real confidence inspiring right there. But yeah, I've been using this thing now for a couple of weeks, and I got to tell you, I have been enjoying the hell out of it. I want to build a setup around it to really try and see, instead of me just speculating, oh, maybe it's for a student or something, or someone who's going to be bringing, you know, they use this for coding or work or whatever. They're going to bring it home, hook it up to their Thunderbolt. I need to test my Thunderbolt 4 hub on this. I need to see if it's actually going to be compatible with it, with the USB 4 controller it has. I haven't checked which controller it is, but it's probably the same as most of the other ones AMD are using, which are technically compatible with Thunderbolt 4. And that could make it a single plug, because that Thunderbolt 4 hub is going to be able to output more power via the USB-C connector than this monitor. But I'm also going to try a setup with just the monitor. So that's going to be what that video is. Can I take the Z13 Flow and make it a whole setup? And we will see. And how is it editing footage, editing video on the go? And not getting... Because you see, guys, a lot of the reviewers that got these, and they got them probably, I think, a couple months ago, got the high-end versions, the real spec'd out ones, the GZ302 EA, GZ302 model with 128 gigs of RAM and blah, 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 blah. That's not what this is. This is what most people would probably get. So we're going to see if it actually can hold up. Oh God, I just found out Framework is making desktops. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. If you think this is expensive, look up current MacBook prices. Robert Fixit, here's the fun thing. In some testing that I've seen, this thing's keeping up with 13th and 14th gen desktop CPUs, Intel 13th and 14th gen desktop CPUs in some synthetic benchmarks, and also with the M4 Mac Mini. That's the 16-core one, though. And with 128 gigs of RAM. Not this guy right here. Although, actually, no. The one review I saw, they had the 32 gigs of RAM. You can get the 16-core with 32 gigs of RAM, not 128. Anyway, imagine, bro. Imagine how much... Well, you probably don't have to imagine. You can probably go spec out an M4 Mac and try putting 128 gigs of RAM in that thing and see how much that costs. Looking at this being $27.99 with 128 gigs of ultra-fast memory... That's tempting, especially if you work on the go and you're working on AI stuff. That must be really cool. But what are you going to do? What's up, John Paul Bacon and Jeff's Trains? How are y'all doing? Ray the Tech Guy, how's it going? Love content. Just started tech content because of you and many other tech influencers. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. I'm sorry it took me a minute to see your message there. If you just got here, I don't know how to stream, apparently. I guess we all got to start somewhere. Why did I zoom out? Stay zoomed in. I seriously, this whole stream clowned on me like crazy. It was insane. Are you going to build a setup as a mobile setup or a stationary setup and have other stuff for mobile? The latter, AJ. I have a portable monitor over here I'm going to be taking with me to NAB. And I'm going to build out that setup, see what it looks like. I don't know how much filming I can get done while I'm there, because I'm actually going to be working with Newer at their booth. That's going to be long days. I'm probably going to be tired, but I'll see what I can do at least to test it. That's insane. How thick is this boy? I believe, Special Joey, this is 13 millimeters thick. This is not your iPad Air at all. This has crammed full-on laptop hardware in a tablet, and it shows. Now, this is with the keyboard cover on it. That's right, I didn't talk about the keyboard cover. So this piece right here, the actual tablet, feels amazing. And also, by the way, you can use it for your doom scrolling too, if you want to. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. But now you guys know, by the way, why the video was upside down. In order to get the connections for this into the PC case, I had to have it upside down in there. So it was duplicating it as upside down. That was my fault. So this feels super sturdy, has incredible design to it. Like in the B-roll that I'm taking of this thing, you're going to see some of the design elements. This does not match. This is the keyboard case, the keyboard cover that comes with it. And it is like a leather style. It has some very slight graphics on it. And it is, well, it's flimsy compared to the actual tablet that it goes with. I think this should have been a thin aluminum piece or a casing or something like that. It just, the materials don't match this. The feel of it doesn't match it. It actually, for something like this, it has a pretty large trackpad, but it's not like one of those all over click one. It's got its limitations. There's some decent travel to the keyboard, but it's still chiclet style. It's still going to be chiclet style. It has RGB backlighting, but the way they did it, at least in the lighting the ambient lighting I've been looking at, you can't really see the shine through on the characters that well. You mostly just see hot points of light around the keycaps. There's no diffusion really. It's like kind of peeking out. It's really not the best implementation of an RGB keyboard I've seen, but you look at the thickness of this thing, which is not thick. It's very thin. And I'm not going to lie. What they achieved with it is quite nice. It's just, with how thick this thing is, I wouldn't have minded a little bit more on the cover just to make it match the build of the rest of this thing. That's all I'm saying on that. But it does protect it, and it also has magnets in it that will activate the lid closed feature. So whatever settings you have in Windows for closing the lid, activate with this. I have it set to do, okay, stop that. There you go. I have it set to do nothing. So it just comes back on. Okay, you can flip back over now. There you go. Man, this makes it really hard to film that sort of coating they have on it. It's like a UV coating. But yeah. Maybe they felt it was too bulky. I think they should have it as an optional extra. I think they should have a more substantial. Oh, yeah, okay, you can kind of see. If I turn off the lights, you'll see the RGB a little better, but you can see it doesn't really shine through much. It just peeks out from the sides. The shine through is not very strong on this, unless I've just been looking at it under the wrong ambient lighting. But I was struggling to see the keys. I touch types, it's not a huge deal, but so this can use a Thunderbolt dock. Or is that just Intel only? Humanity, what's up, by the way? Thunderbolt 4 is an Intel thing, and AMD can use it if they want to pay the licensing fee, which it's AMD, so they don't. This is not inexpensive, of course. However, the USB 4 controller that's found on most AMD motherboards is compatible with Thunderbolt 4. Certain Thunderbolt 4 accessories will work with it in some circumstances, but you just can't guarantee it. So I'm hoping the hub that I have will work with it. We'll find out. I have a question. Is the Random Mic Robotics part of April Fool's? No, and I have to figure that out before tomorrow's stream, because tomorrow's stream is a really big deal. Yes, OLED is better than IPS, but it would probably raise the price, and they're already asking a premium price, says Base Player. Well, that's the thing. If it's $100 more for OLED, I would pay that. I mean, I couldn't afford this thing personally, but which is always the great irony of what I do. A lot of the things that I recommend, I couldn't afford for myself. I just, you know, I don't really have the disposable income to buy extravagances. A lot of it goes into the channel, gear and travel and all kinds of stuff like that. Was that the technical issue you described in Discord? No, it was my capture card, and I ended up having to go to Best Buy to buy a new one, and then we couldn't even capture the footage anyway. What a stream. I have to figure all these issues out by 8 p.m. Central tomorrow. because tomorrow, guys, is a much bigger stream. That this one right here wasn't even a necessary stream. I'm doing a video about this thing. It's not sponsored. It's just they just seeded it to me. They just provided it to me. I don't have to do a video on this thing, but I want to because it's genuinely interesting. But tomorrow's stream, y'all have to be here for that. It is going to be insane. Paradox Customs. It's the first time I'm reviewing a PC from Paradox, and this PC is going to be ADEF. And if you've never heard of ADEF, if you like nerdy content with Pokemon statistics and other really interesting gaming maths and sciences and stuff, that's ADEF. ADEF is really cool. Okay, let me ask you guys this: who here is subscribed to Kyle Hill? Who here knows who Kyle Hill is? Long hair science man. Okay, so has anyone here watched the more recent video that Kyle put up that addressed the issue of gravity in Mass Effect? I might bring it up. Let me bring it up. Okay, you need to watch that one. It's really fascinating, especially if you liked the Mass Effect series.
Vessels as
okay. Let's just get rid of that. Had to flip that over. Love to see that. It's a nice little send off for the insanity that was tonight's stream. Okay, this is Kyle Hill. He's talking about gravity in Mass Effect, right? This, when it came time to explain centripetal force, rotational forces, this is ADEF. And he sourced ADEF to explain this, and it is a very, very cool explanation.
Imagine you're the engineer tasked with designing
I met ADEF at GDQX at TwitchCon, and we immediately got along because nerds generally do, unless we disagree on stuff.
As you have to have all the requisite life support
But
systems and radiation linear.
Basically talking about gravity in space, rotational forces, things like that. That's ADEF. And ADEF's YouTube channel is awesome if you like digging into video game statistics, things like that. If you love Pokemon, things like it's just really, really cool content. You need to check it out. Also a great streamer on Twitch, Twitch partner. Well, so ADEF is who this PC is for. ADEF's current PC that he's been doing all this content on is a literal potato, figuratively speaking. Can we watch it? I don't take views away from not that Kyle Hill needs my help with getting views, but I don't like to do react content. But here's the video. There's a video if y'all want to watch that later. This seemed like a great stream. Too bad I was a little late. AZ99, you got to watch the VOD. It was absolute pandemonium. But yeah, so check out the video, and also let me show y'all ADEF's channel real quick. Well, it'll just be pretty sure it's gonna be just ADEF. I was correct. And this is ADEF's channel. Also on, there's a link to that on the channel to his Twitch channel. But like, let's see some of the titles. Can Johto's Victory Road trainers actually get 8 badges? The math behind Balatro's kill screen. Just a lot of really nerdy gaming stuff. And like, if you're into that stuff, ADEF is like, you need to be watching his channel. But he's been doing all this content, including, you know, green screen, background removal, things like that. On like, I think he's on a 1080 and like a Ryzen 1700 or something. Like, holy crap. Actually, I'm throwing those numbers out there. It's just pretty old PC. Okay. And what Paradox has put together for ADEF is going to be nuts. And this dude is genuinely nice, very hardworking, and has been struggling with his PC for a long time. So definitely deserves it. But I get the first crack at it. I get to test it out and see the build quality of Paradox with my own peepers, and you're going to get to see it too. Plus, ADEF is going to be at the stream. He's going to be on a call with me for part of the stream. We're going to be chit-chatting about his content and about the PC itself, and how he's been so patient since September waiting, because I was like, hold off. I gave him the worst advice. I said, hold off for 50 series. But remember, in September, we were just on the cusp of shortages for 40 series anyway. So he was looking at Black Friday, and things were already starting to look pretty grim at that point. Anyway, been super patient, genuinely nice dude. And he's going to be on a call with me for it. I don't know if we're going to do the whole collab on Twitch thing, collab stream thing. That would be really fun. I just don't know if he's going to be streaming. So I'm not going to force him to do that. But that's tomorrow, 8 p.m. No, actually, no, I think I'm starting that one early. I think I told him 6 p.m. Central. Oh, Lord, I need to fix everything. 6 p.m. Central tomorrow. What did I tell him? Hold on. See what I told him. I'm going to stop recording this. This was going to be a lot of useful footage for the Flow 13, Z13 Flow video, but now it's just going to be a funny anecdote in that. When did I tell him I was going to do the stream? 6 p.m. Central. Okay, 6 p.m. Central. Yo, Igor1980, thank you for gifting 2 tier 1 subs. That's a tier 1 sub for Satsuma1336 and HD Juggernaut. Welcome to the swarm. What's up, Igor? You missed the most torturous stream I have ever done. Nothing worked. Everything failed. And the April Fool's joke, appropriately, was on me, unfortunately. King Music, are I from Canada? Are you from Canada? No, I'm from Texas. I'm in Texas. Anyway, of course, I'm doing all this for ADEF just so that he can, you know, he can make that connection for me with Kyle Hill. I'm just kidding. Absolutely kidding. ADEF is awesome. And y'all are going to love hanging out for that. It's going to be a good time, and should be a good chat too. We've just been messaging, but we haven't really talked since TwitchCon. So, but man, the dude has been super patient, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. 6 p.m. tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central. The sub sound is still off from Thursday. Oh, okay. My bad. Also, I don't think I haven't had chat showing on the screen the whole time, but that's fine because I recorded some of this for content. Whenever I'm doing a YouTube content during a stream, I will show chat at certain points, but not throughout the whole thing. If I'm trying to use this footage for stuff. But yeah. Oh, I will watch it. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so it's going to be, tomorrow is our first review of a Paradox PC, Paradox Customs PC. I basically have to do the stream, take B-roll of the system for the video that I'm going to do on it, and then pack it up and ship it out by Friday because I have to fly out on Saturday for NAB. So I'm tired. I'm very tired right now. What have I missed in chat? They need to get the Razer Skibbity for every teacher in America. See, I was trying to prepare for this today, so I missed all the April Fool's jokes. But also, you get tired of them after a while, except the one that you make yourself. That's always the funniest one. Oh, Logan and I found portable monitors with multiple USB ports, which should be great. Would be great for a great docking station. They connect via USB-C and use DisplayPort alt mode. Yeah, that's what this one's supposed to do. This Asus monitor, but it didn't have a built-in hub. I think that was a missed opportunity on their part. All right, I have no idea what's going on with my stream or anything. I don't know how. I haven't even been keeping track of how many people are watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Very cool of you. But I think that if you want to see the performance of the ROG Flow Z13, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where the video will come out. I'm not sure when that's going to come out because, again, I have a whole week-long trip I got to go on next week. I'm going to be going and schmoozing with the camera nerds over at NAB. Boy, I can't wait for that. But I'm also going to be working from open to close at NAB in the booth. I'm actually going to be there answering questions for people who are like, well, that light what's the CRI? And I'm like, it's pretty good. And they're like, okay, you know, stuff like that. Is this a tripod? Yeah. How do you know? It's got 3 legs. Oh, okay, cool. Does it camera? Yes, it cameras. Those kind of questions, not a problem. That's why they hired the best. By the holy crap, Skeeter. I missed that 1,000 biddies that you dropped 34 minutes ago. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't have any audio cues. And of course, I've been fumbling around this whole thing, this whole room, trying to get everything working. But thank you for that. Teselios wants to know what time it is here. It is currently 11:22 p.m. in Texas. Over the weekend, I found out that I would need to get a pacemaker. That's a bigger surprise, not so fun time. John Paul Bacon, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I mean, at least you know, at least you found out, and you're getting the solution, right? Like that's, I guess, maybe a silver lining. As in, like, you're hearing you need to get a pacemaker rather than he should have had a pacemaker. You know what I mean? I guess that's, yeah. I had the old Z13 tablet with a 3050. Nice. This thing's supposed to keep pace with, depending on the game, anything from a 4060 desktop GPU to a 4070 desktop GPU. And we're going to put that to the test. This was going to be so, guys, it was going to be so funny when I was showing all the gaming stuff. You're like, no way, that's the Novatech? Yeah. I'm like, haha, fooled you. It's a tablet. So much for that. I don't actually like April Fools all that much. I try, though. I still, to this day, think that my video last April Fools was one of the funniest things I've done. Particularly the very creepy, like 20-minute long segment after the thing I said in the beginning. Go to the YouTube channel and check that out because I worked a lot. I worked pretty hard on that. Oh boy. Okay, listen, everybody. one of my favorite YouTubers who has only in the last year, I think, started, maybe more than that, started streaming on Twitch, is Manly Reviews. If you want to like ugly laugh for hours, you need to watch his channel. He makes awesome video game reviews. Hold on, let me link to his YouTube channel. But I would very much like to drop a raid over at Manly Reviews to go ahead and call this stream over, because I'm streaming tomorrow. Like, I'm streaming very soon. So if you're watching on YouTube, check the description, click the link to Twitch to join me. But I'm also going to drop a link to his channel. Because it is one of the funniest things on YouTube. It results in me having what appeared to be an epileptic seizure at first and was discovered to be a fainting spell due to very low heart rate. JPB, I'm glad y'all caught it. I'm glad y'all caught it and you're getting what you need. I'm sorry to hear that though. Yeah, that's a life-altering thing. So I wish you the best on that, and I hope you have, once you get the procedure done, a speedy recovery. And no overclocking. I don't know if that's funny or not. I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, no, that's I do genuinely. I wish you the best on that and a speedy recovery. Not kidding. I don't have a lot of desk space. So that Framework desktop would be perfect for me. Same CPU or APU as this. So yeah. Bass player. Okay. I imagine, some of y'all took off from when I said I was going to be ending the stream. That's totally fine. If a few of you guys come over from YouTube for the raid, I would definitely appreciate that. Man Reviews is hilarious. Just one of the funniest people, period. I wish I was a quarter or an eighth as funny as this guy. But yeah, so we're going to be raiding Manly, and I'm going to see you guys at 6 p.m. Central tomorrow, unless it's later than that, because of my stupid setup that is way too complicated. I had a lot of thinking to do tonight, and then after that, a lot of working. It's already done and came home yesterday night. Well, that's something to be thankful for then, John Paul. That is good, at least. Well, rest well, recover well, and I hope to be seeing you in these streams for a long time. Now that you're all fixed up. Peter, is it Rice or Reese? I always get that wrong. But it feels so much better once the pacemaker's in. My ex-wife had, when even minor adjustments made a world of difference. That's what I mean. The solution is there now. You got it. All right, I see. We jumped up in viewers. Thank you so much for that, guys. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and raid Manly now. Thank you guys so much for putting up with this insane stream. I'm going to get everything working within the next like 12 hours or 15. I have to do a big stream in like less than a day. So I'm going to call it tonight, but y'all have been you were super cool. Thank you for hanging out through all that insanity. But let's go raid my buddy Manly. And you know what? Just drop a Bray Raid emote or say hi or something, even if you got to go. Just say something nice to my friend, because these are my friends because I do know the guy too. I met him at TwitchCon as well, actually. Yeah, great to chat with, and really cool dude. So I always like to introduce you guys to new people to watch, people that I think that you'll enjoy watching. So let's go ahead and drop that raid. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And until tomorrow evening, take care. Also, beyond that, please. Just continue. Yeah, all that. Okay. All right. See y'all tomorrow night.
Let's go, nerds!